welcome back. And we are talking about children and reading and how important it is. And now it's summertime. And you don't want your children to fall back if they've accomplished something and had a good year in school. And a lot of that is reading. And I have from the Public Education Partners here, Grier Mullins, and she's the executive director. And then we have Ben Saul. And Ben is the program and development
Yes,
person.
ma'am. That's correct.
All right. And you have just given thousands of books to children who would not have
books
a
at
book.
home. They do.
Okay.
Most of these children have no books at home.
Yeah, yeah.
And we are have just been. We got some good data back. We think it's very important to look at the research, and is this making a difference? So we did very preliminary study after we began it last year, and have seen some great results already.
So you have the support of the schools.
We're working very closely
Public
with the
Education
schools.
Partners.
Yes.
You are a partner with the school.
Absolutely. We are independent from the district, but we work very closely with them. We depend on them for this collaboration.
Okay, now I'm going to ask Ben.
Okay.
How do you choose the books that you order to give to these kids?
Yes, ma'am. We work with Scholastic, and like Grier said, they give us a fabulous deal of $2 per book, so we're able to order the most possible books. But we let the schools actually pick out the books, and
So you hear from the schools, and they say, we want this
Yes.
kind of.
Yes, ma'am. Depending on the number of students that they have, we give them a budget, and we say it's up to y'all to pick which books. And so each school is different. Some may ask their teachers, some may ask their students directly, but the schools get to decide, and we think that's really important.
Yes, because they have a media specialist who
And they know their
knows
children.
They know their
Exactly.
children. They absolutely know their children, and they know if children like a more fiction, nonfiction. We like actually to get a combination. And some of our business partners who are particularly interested in science and math have really encouraged us to purchase a lot of nonfiction books. But we have done that, but we have a good combination.
What about history books? What about American history? I worry that and there again, I have no knowledge, but it just seems to me that our children are not being taught history.
Yes, ma'am.
And American history.
Yes.
It's amazing what they don't know about their own country.
Yes, ma'am. This book right here, if you'd like to show it, this is actually a book about a pilgrim, and this is probably a first or second grade book.
Oh, a
And we
day
have-
in the life of a pilgrim boy.
It's a great.
So they can learn about
Now, what
Thanksgiving.
age group would this be?
I would say that's probably a first or second grade book. Yes, ma'am.
Depending on their level, and the kids love it. They pick that up and they start looking through it, and they've talked about it in school, but to see something fun and that it's not in a textbook.
And it's the picture, very colorful.
Yeah.
And,
Yes, ma'am.
and
It is.
Yeah.
And great art and photography in there.
So I'm glad. So you have a variety of subject matter. I
We
mean,
do.
it's-
Absolutely. You need to appeal to all different kinds of readers. And these children, Peggy, they read the books over and over. So they need to improve their skills. You can't, when you're learning to read, look at something one time, you have to repeat it over and over. It's very important.
Now, I have another question. Suppose somebody's sitting out there and they say, wait a minute, I've got some nice books that my children have grown up and gone on, and they're very nice books. They're well,
Yes.
they're not, crumpled up and torn.
Tattered.
But they're,
Yes.
Could I give those books, and would that help you?
We partner with the Greenville Literacy Association,
All right.
which is right across the hall from us at McAllister Square, and they take advantage of those wonderful
right.
used books.
So if somebody has some books, you certainly won't turn them away.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we'll send them right across the hall, and the Literacy Association will make sure they are used well.
Now, I know you've been involved and interested in education
For a long
for
time.
years and years.
Yes.
All right. Now, Ben, how did you get involved in all this?
Yes, ma'am. When I was a student at Furman, I was lucky enough one summer to intern with Grier and Public Education Partners, and I got to learn more about what they were doing. And in addition to Grier, the former First Lady of Furman, Susan Shy, works there, so I got to meet her, and she actually helps us with our reading program. And so as a graduate right out of Furman, Grier was one of the first people I called asking about a job.
Okay.
And we were thrilled to get him. Ben was a top student out at Furman, so
sure.
we were fortunate to have
So
him.
now you're developing all the time new programs that can be used. In other words, once you have completed all these books and you've gotten everything together and then you've taken them to the schools and the children have picked them out and gone home and the summer's here,
Yeah.
then do you start all over again?
Well, we have been constantly expanding, and so one part of development is, this past year with the 120,000 books, we actually raised $250,000 from local foundations, corporations, individuals, and next year with even more schools, it'll be an even larger cost. So we're always working with our local donors. But yes, we're developing programs. The new initiative this summer is Make Summer Count, and I think the most exciting thing is these family reading nights, which will really bring
Now
the
tell me, it was
families.
family reading nights.
Yes, ma'am. This will bring the families and the children back into the schools during the summer. They'll get to hear from, we hope to work with the Greenville County Library. Well, they will bring a reader who may dress up and do a story time.
Oh, how wonderful.
The children during the hot days of summer will get to enjoy a bowl of ice cream, and then we're actually going to have a mini book fair and let them pick 2 additional free books. And so if they come to our family reading nights, they will actually have 14 new books.
Now, will this go on all summer?
Yes, ma'am.
And where are these held?
We're working with our partner schools, the 18 schools that we're working with.
Okay. So if somebody wants more information about any of the things we've talked about, and certainly about these family reading nights, you're welcome to call the number on your screen, a local number, 233-4133.
Yes, ma'am.
864, and find out where these reading nights are.
Yes.
We would love for them to call.
And
Yes.
if the parents are too busy, the grandparent could bring the child.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone in the home, an older sibling who could drive, there are all kinds of possibilities. And one thing I want to add, which we should have said at first, this is part of a larger program. We're not just buying these books in isolation. The district has started kind of a new approach to how they're teaching reading, and we helped with the training of teachers. We're helping with the classroom library set. So this program actually has 4 parts, and this is one of those. And we're thrilled. This is the most public, though, and exciting part about it. But it is a different approach that our district is using to teach reading. Well, it's called guided reading, and it's very. I'll tell you exactly what it involves. That is teachers diagnosing, I think, more accurately and precisely what the reading specific needs are of each child. So it's more individual.
So it's tailored to the child, in other words.
Absolutely.
Because not everybody learns in the same way.
Exactly.
You absolutely said it right. And our teachers now, all of our teachers in every elementary school over the last 3 years have been trained. They've a very intense training in this approach, guided reading it's called. And these free books that we're giving to children, it's part of that initiative. So you said it best, but we work very closely and collaboratively with our local school district.
And if you happen to be in the Greenville area, their office is in McAllister Square, and I'm sure you'd welcome people to come by and
learn more.
And learn more.
Yes.
And if you want to become a member, they don't expect you to make a donation, but you can offer your services, you can offer to help, you can offer to read to children.
Absolutely.
There's all kinds of possibilities
Well, getting ready
there.
for these book fairs, as you might imagine.
I can't imagine.
10,000 books in one school, and so the schools called us and said, could you possibly help us get these organized. So
Yeah.
there are all kind of possibilities.
Yeah.
So,
And you're aiming at what age group, Ben?
We are working with our elementary schools, so we're working from kindergarten to 5th grade.
Okay, and those are, what is it they say? A child, what they learn by the time they're
oh,
6 or 7
yes, yes.
determines what they're going to be when they're 40. I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
it's that,
Exactly. And reading and writing are so integral. You're probably not going to be write well if you don't read well. So those two skills are very much tied. We think it's critically important for the future of our community and really our nation.
and this group that you have is Greenville County, but there are other groups around other states that are doing similar things?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have friends in Chattanooga, down in Tennessee, and Atlanta, all over the country. There are about 100 organizations just like ours, and there's several in our state.
Well, the need out there is great. There's no question about it. And if you have a love for learning and a love for children, there certainly is a place for you. And I just think it's wonderful. Public education partners.
Correct.
And you're working with people who really would not have the opportunity if you weren't there, I'm sure.
That's exactly how we feel about it.
And I've got the phone number and the website. We've had it up there. If you didn't get it, you call me. I'll keep the information. And you need volunteers all the time, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we just want to encourage families and neighbors and friends of children, make summer count. Make sure that your children are reading this summer. That goes for children of all ages.
And I say all the time when I sign off, if you have a child at home, pick that child up and read to it. We'll see you next time.